Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Lessons for Life from Swami Jagadatmananji's inspiring book Learn to Live, Volume 2, Chapter 2, Love, the Great Wonder. Lack of self-restraint has a terrible impact on society. This important truth is discussed in this episode, Worship of Licentiousness. Modern outlook means looking down upon all kinds of restraint and control with contempt. This has the respectable name of the spirit of liberty. Let me behave according to my own will. Who are you to question me or to obstruct my freedom? I do not wish to be a slave of any rules. Let me not have any bondage of rules. I desire to be absolutely natural and spontaneous. But real freedom means taking advantage of the opportunity to achieve total development of one's personality, to proceed in one's own path. Total development of personality cannot take place without self-control. Those who want to develop muscles should do regular exercise. To form a set of rules for the sake of achieving an objective and to follow them may look like a restriction on our freedom, but restriction is needed for our own good. It is restriction we have imposed on ourselves to get relief from physical weakness and to acquire health. Restriction is meant to promote freedom. Nature follows rules everywhere. Man too needs to follow rules for all-round development so that he can ultimately enjoy the fruit of freedom. Just as rain pours into a house without a roof, so also rush evil thoughts into a mind without restraints, said Gautama Buddha. Lust is a natural instinct, and with its help, nature promotes reproduction and continuation of the race. To say, my sexual urge has to be fulfilled, but I do not care for the responsibility of promoting the progeny, is to act against the law of nature. Pitrim A. Sorokin writes in his book Sane Sex Order. Pitrim A. Sorokin writes, civilized societies which have most strictly limited sexual freedom have developed the highest culture. In the whole of human history, not a single case is found in which a society has been able to advance to the rationalistic culture without its women being born and reared in a rigidly enforced pattern of faithfulness to one man. Further, Pitrim A. Sorokin writes, further, there is no example of a community which has retained its high position on the cultural scale, after less rigorous sexual customs have replaced more restricting ones. These are the words of Pitrim A. Sorokin in his book, Sane Sex Order. Experts say that a woman who has absolved herself of bearing and rearing children out of a selfish motive. Experts say that a woman who has absolved herself of bearing and rearing children out of a selfish motive will have to pay for transgressing nature's law. They say that a woman who does not breastfeed her children is likely to develop breast cancer. Women who do not give birth to children, feed them and bring them up, develop mental disorders, become short-tempered, quarrel for even trivial reasons, and end up in divorce, say sociological experts. Social health, the very existence and development of society, depends on the sanctity of the relationship between man and woman. This is a generally accepted view. No true scientist or thinker can ever deny this truth. It would be impossible to maintain the sanctity of man-woman relationship without the basis of religion and spiritual ideal. Without a firm commitment to a high ideal, we cannot live a life of mutual understanding, tolerance, cooperation and respect. Sane Guruji, a great patriot of Maharashtra, describes the ideal of marriage in his book Indian Culture. Sane Guruji writes, "The relationship between man and woman should be characterized by pure love. Woman is not to be regarded as anybody's property. She has a heart, mind and feelings of her own. She has self-respect, a soul of her own. She can also experience joy and sorrow. Men should remember this fact. Woman is a great force in the world. Men who deal with this force should acquire divine qualities. The happiness of family life depends upon the sacred relationship between man and woman. The relationship must be characterized by self-control and restraint. In Indian mythology, there is that beautiful story of the union of Shiva and Shakti, which is characterized by self-control and restraint, which paved the way for the birth of Kumara, the great hero, who later liberated gods and men from the clutches of demons. The sacred relationship between man and woman gives birth to a progeny of strength, courage, and wisdom. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.